$500,000 into my business, which was my biggest year in business yet. I can't wait to share with you what I did so that you can implement that straight into your business as well if you are on your way working towards your first six figures, multiple six figures, or $500,000 yourself. I've really done it in a simple, sustainable, and scalable way. So the first thing that really sticks out to me that I did in 2024 that I really believe had a direct correlation with the amount of money I made was that point number 2 is I upped my, number 3 is that I focused on my, number 4 is that I ran a live. The 5th and final thing that I did that supported me to make $500,000 in my coaching business in 2024 was in this episode, I am going to share with you how I made $500,000 in cash in my coaching business in 2024. Welcome to this episode, guys. I am so happy that you are here. It is a bright and beautiful day here in Brisbane, and I am so happy to be recording this episode straight from my heart to your ears so that you can really learn what I focused on, what I prioritized, and what I did to bring in $500,000, $500,000 into my business, which was my biggest year in business yet. I'm really grateful to say that every single year I have been in business, I have significantly increased my revenue by at least $100,000, if not more, every single year in the last 5 years. So I'm very, very grateful for that. And I can't wait to share with you what I did so that you can implement that straight into your business as well if you are on your way working towards your first six figures, multiple six figures, or $500,000 yourself. So let's dive in. But before I share the 5 things that I focused on, I want to give a disclaimer that there are a lot of ways that you can make $500,000. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that, yes, make that kind of money, but they don't have a very high profit margin. Maybe it's costing them all of their time. Maybe they have a really huge team, and maybe they're using unaligned strategies and approaches. And I just want to share that I made $500,000 whilst traveling overseas 3 times, traveling interstate 10 to 20 times. I lost count, I'm not going to lie. And I also spent quality time with my partner and my friends every day. I saw my family regularly. I went to the gym most days of the week. I go for a walk pretty much every day. I get 8 hours of sleep a night. I have a lot of time to myself, and I also pour a lot of time into my clients. So I do want to share that what I'm most proud about with the $500,000 is how I've done it. I've done it with integrity. I've done it through passion. I've done it through love. I've done it through joy. I haven't done it through overwhelm. I haven't done it through burnout, and I haven't done it through unaligned strategies and approaches. I've really done it in a simple, sustainable, and scalable way. So if that's what you want, then just know that what I'm sharing is showing you how to generate $500,000 in that way, not in the other way. So let's dive in. The first thing that really sticks out to me that I did in 2024 that I really believe had a direct correlation with the amount of money I made was that I simplified my business model significantly. So I actually stopped doing different launches all of the time. I started repeating some of the launches that I had done in the past rather than constantly trying to reinvent the wheel, right? So I stopped doing like all of these different workshops, and I actually started just doing the same ones over and over again more often than not, which made my life so much easier because instead of reinventing the wheel, I started just doing what I knew worked, and that's how my business was able to grow, and it saved me so much time and effort, and I was able to gift that exact process to my clients because I kept testing it, iterating it, improving upon it, and then just giving it to my clients and teaching them everything I did, which supported them to get great results. So it's been this beautiful flow-on effect. And there is a correlation with the amount of client results that I get with the results then that, I bring into my world. So I'm very much incentivized to support my clients to get great results. So I just give them everything that I do so that they don't have the guesswork and the hard work, and they can instead just follow a proven framework. The other thing that I stopped doing that simplified my business was doing tasks that didn't bring on a return on investment. So I was just previously just doing everything that I had learned or thought I should do or whatever. But then I realized there were certain tasks that when I doubled down on them, I got a really great result. And some tasks that I was just doing, but it wasn't actually generating a result. So I simply stopped doing them and got my time and energy back. The next thing that I did, this is all still under like point number one is that I actually merged two programs that I had into one. Now, this was a really big transition, but a really powerful and important one. So previously I had a program called Rise to Coach, which was for brand new coaches. And then I had Rise to Six, which was for established coaches. I actually merged the two offers into one so that I could deliver a much higher quality premium service to all of my clients, create a bigger community for them, simplify my business model, and just be able to give more in general rather than diverting my time into two. And it has worked so well. I am so happy and proud of my program, and I just pour a lot of my time into it now because it's the only way people can work with me, and I absolutely love it. So that was a big change that had a beautiful ripple effect and flow-on effect because it just made my marketing, my messaging, my communication, my conversations so much simpler. Alrighty. The other thing that I did was I started tracking the data to know what to change instead of any guesswork. So this really simplified my business model, which is why it comes under this point, because before I was just like, oh, something's not really working. And I would just kind of guess what to change. I would kind of make assumptions. And then I realized that guessing is not helpful. It's costly of my time and energy. And so what I started to do very slowly was start tracking the data. So instead of guessing what wasn't working, I actually could see point blank from the data what was working and what was not. And I focused on what wasn't working and fixed that, which then saved me time, money, effort, and energy. Point number 2. If you're enjoying this episode, then I'd greatly appreciate it if you're not already, if you could take a moment to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. Your support fuels our mission to bring you even more valuable content each week. My promise to you is that if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, I'll continue making incredible episodes every week that help you to grow and scale your coaching business. Thank you so much, and now let's get back to the episode. Point number 2 is I upped my support. So I started to surround myself with coaches who are playing a much bigger game than me. I'm talking making $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, even $50 million a year. Yes, I know, crazy. So I invested in a really high ticket mastermind to surround myself with those kind of coaches and entrepreneurs, which just expanded my brain in more ways than I ever thought possible. I even traveled overseas to a weekend event as part of this mastermind. So I flew to Fiji with my ads manager and we had the best time and were surrounded by all of these coaches, and proximity is power. So investing to put yourself in the room with people that are where you want to be is one of the smartest decisions you will ever make. So I upped my support. I had sort of outgrown other investments that I was in. I was one of the top people, and I just wanted to be the little fish in a really, really big room. So I invested in that mentorship, and that was really, really helpful. I even grew my team to 3 people. So I went from having 2 to 3, and I just could not have grown in the way that I did without my support. I have an incredible virtual assistant, Veda, who edits these episodes, so she will hear this. And she is just the best thing that has ever happened to me when it comes to the growth of my business. She is so, so supportive. I've also got my ads manager, Ethan, who is incredible. He runs all of my Facebook ads and does a bloody good job at it. And I also could not do it without him. And then I have an appointment setter who helps me answering some messages at times and following up, and that is Fetishri, and she is amazing. So I have 3 beautiful team members. So a very lean team, but we're a very efficient team. We all work very closely together, and I'm so, so grateful. So having those 3 team members is just a dream come true, and I'm so grateful because I could not have grown and held that amount of wealth and support doing all of that on my own, right? They all play a significant role, and I'm very, very grateful. Number 3 is that I focused on my goal every day. So this sounds so simple, but it actually blows my mind how many people don't do this. They have this goal in the back of their mind, but they don't actually focus it. They don't actually make decisions from that place. They're so focused on the short-term wins and where they're at in this moment and how they're feeling in that moment that they actually forget to really focus on and prioritize that big goal that they wanted to reach at the start of the year. So it's really important that you focus on that and you go all in on that, because if you don't focus on it, you can't move towards it. And I really believe whatever you focus on grows. So I focused on my goal every day, and I actually made decisions from that place. And I also really sat in the energy of this goal is done, this goal is happening. And that energy, making decisions from that place, was really, really supportive. Number 4 is that I ran a live workshop pretty much every single month in 2024, and I had an evergreen event running in between that I ran paid ads to. So having this evergreen training that new people in my world could watch and listen to, if you want that training, by the way, it's really fantastic. I break down my whole scalable system. Just send me a message on Instagram with the word training and we will send you the link. So check that out. So I had that evergreen training that I have, promoting when I'm not running a live workshop, but then otherwise I was promoting a live workshop. So events, and whether that be live or evergreen, I recommend doing both. They have different pros and cons. They're both very important and play a different role and have different benefits. Doing that long form content builds that like, no, trust factor really, really quickly. Just the same as YouTube videos goes and podcast episodes. It's that long form content that allows your audience to really deeply connect with you, understand who you are as a human, how you work with your clients, and your unique approach to helping your audience get the results that they want, right? So it's really important to have that long form content, and there's no way I would have reached $500,000 if I wasn't running these live and evergreen workshops. And the 5th and final thing that I did that supported me to make $500,000 in my coaching business in 2024 was I paid attention to the detail, right? So many people are very surface level, they don't go deep into their ideal clients' problems and desires. They don't go deep into their data and their analytics. They don't go deep into the strategy, the stats, the figures, the numbers on how many clients they actually need to sign, how many leads they would need to sign those clients, their conversion rates, and everything. I hired an expert messaging coach early 2024, and for 3 months straight, every single week for like 2 to 3 hours a week, we debunked my messaging, like word for word, piece by piece, my sales pages, my branding, my offer, and I made everything clearer. I made everything bolder. I made everything more specific. I made everything more targeted toward my dream client, and the results were phenomenal from that. And it just went to show me how important that the details are when it comes to your business and everything in that. So if you're serious about scaling your business, you need to have a simple business model. Otherwise, you will self-sabotage and stop yourself from scaling. You need to have high quality support, whether that is a coach and having support within your business to help you actually do tasks that are important but not important for you to do. It's important to actually focus on your goal every single day and wrap yourself in that mindset and belief of it being done. It's important that you run live workshops, evergreen workshops, long form content so that you can really deeply connect with your audience. And it's important that you pay attention to the detail. You look at what's actually going on in your business. You pull it apart where necessary so that you can grow. That is the 5 things that I did to make $500,000 in 2024, and I can't wait for what 2025 has in store, knowing that my business has significantly grown every single year since starting. And if you loved this episode, come message me on Instagram sharing with me your favorite takeaway and point from this episode so that I know what you want to hear from me, so I can create even deeper, better content on that topic just for you, because I really care about your results and your experience. I hope you've loved this episode. I love you all so much, and I will speak to you next week. Bye. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you took a moment to screenshot this episode, sharing what you think on your Instagram stories, tagging me at Sophia Rose Bernardi so that I can reshare it. And if you do, I'll send you a special resource exclusive for my podcast listeners to help you grow and scale your business. I'll see you in the next episode.